guys, my name is Sunny and I am a professional ballroom dancer. I've been posting weekly reviews from an insider's perspective on Bravo TV's newest reality series, Dancing Queens. And so some people have commented with generic questions about the ballroom dance world, the competition world. And so today I'm going to cover a cosmetics tutorial because the makeup we wear on the competition floor, as you saw on the TV show, is not what we would wear in everyday life. And as you can see, half my face is done right now, half is not done. And I'll go through each step and how I achieve that look and talk about why we're doing that as we go. So let's get started. So today I'm going to demonstrate a smoky eye. So it's going to be quite different than the previous video I've posted on my channel. I'll talk about that in a sec. I start out with a warm light brown or medium brown eye pencil. Okay, if you go full on black, it goes on really harsh. So this is a little bit of a softer looks, and I'll use the term liberally, more natural on the floor, okay? And I'm gonna line the underside of my eye, and hopefully my eye is kind of showing up in this little viewing screen here. I am not by any means a professional makeup YouTube blogger. My channel's not monetized at all. I'm only doing this because people are curious, okay? So, and I'm going to go a little bit on the inside edge too. And again, this is going to be quite different than my previously posted makeup tutorial. And there's a reason why. Okay, my next step, I'm going to line this crease with a powdered liner. So I'm talking about this right here. So not this lower lid, but this upper lid area, okay? And the brand really doesn't matter. You can use an inexpensive brand. My favorites would be like NYX. I don't like Prestige. Those tend to be too hard of a pencil, and so it goes on very harsh and it's hard to blend. I prefer NYX. Couple other brands that are just a little bit softer, not a coal harsh liner. Okay, anyway, so this is just a generic brown mix of colors. I recommend this warm, medium, kind of a reddish brown. That usually you're going to go for more of these warmer colors on a comp floor than the cooler. That's because of these very bright spotlights and colored lights they have on you. It already kind of blue tones out your face and makeup, okay? And I just purchased these. You can get these at the drugstore, just little cheapy sponge applicators, okay? So anyway, next up, I'm going to do my eye. Now notice I'm just going to do the outside edge first, and I'm going to make a little circle here. Hopefully you can see that in that little viewfinder, okay? And now I'm going to spread it in towards the center. So I'm trying to draw like a big almond shape on the top of my eye, not going across the complete lid, but just on that upper lid. Okay. And after you do that, you can blend it down a little bit onto that lower lid. Okay, next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to use, this is a variation black palette, so different shades of gray and black. And I'm going to go with, I'll say a medium gray, okay, on that. And I'm going to cover my whole lower lid with that medium gray and that gray powder, okay? And I'm going to go heavier on the top of that lower lid, kind of towards that warm brown top line you see. You don't need to cover the whole one, but I'm going to blend this up into there. And the important thing is I do want to blend them. I want to overlap slightly. Otherwise, it's going to look kind of harsh, okay? Okay, so that layer's done. I'll show that. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, next up, I'm going to go darker gray on this lower lid, a little bit lower down. Okay, so here's my palette again. I'm going to go with a super dark gray, okay? And this particular palette goes progressively darker when you go farther to the right, okay? So I'm going to go with a deeper, darker gray, and that's going to go underneath that lighter gray. So a little closer to my lash line. That's going to go all the way across. I do not recommend going black across the whole thing. That tends to look a little bit like the Crow movie with Brandon Lee. And so we're not going for scary. We're going for dramatic kind of cosmetic look, not scary theatrical. Okay. So next up, after I've done that darker gray, I'm going to go with a deep, dark black on that lower lash, okay? On the upper eyelid, of course. So I prefer cosmetics with a little bit of glitter in them and sparkle to draw more attention to my face. Okay, because even though the dancing is about your body lines, the reality is we are human beings and so are judges. And so we are going to be kind of aesthetically drawn to someone's face and what their face is doing. And we can use this makeup to accent kapow versus, you know, instead of just plain face, okay? It really emphasizes for your showmanship purposes. And many of you commented how Sabrina has great showmanship. This is definitely part of it. This plays into it. Now, something I think Dancing Queens did not do justice to is that the ballroom dance world was ahead of its time in recognizing the diverse faces of beauty throughout the world. Okay, so that last makeup tutorial I showed you really catered to my face. And this is how Layla, my favorite makeup artist, did my face. Not today's makeup, but the makeup tutorial. I'll link a little link to that in the description below. If you're curious what that one looks like, that makeup tutorial will be quite different. But I tend to have a little bit of a naturally more full lip than most people. I tend to have a more round eye and a more deep set eye than most people, but not everyone looks like that. And beauty is embraced in all colors and shapes and sizes in the ballroom dance world, and has been ever since I've been in it. So this look I'm showing today, not really going to be flattering for my face and coloring. And my coloring is kind of very orangey and not like a pinky base compared to most people, but this might be most flattering for your shape. If you have more of a thin almond shaped eye or a hooded eye, not a heavy set eye, closer out to your face, maybe smaller lip, this might work better for you. There's not a right or wrong. It's just different, okay? But anyway, I felt like I was doing half the world's population injustice by just sharing what looked best on me. So anyway, we've just done that dark black around our lid crease right here underneath and over that top lash. Okay, next up, this is a black, soft eyeliner. It's not brown like the other one. It's black, 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 okay? And I prefer this as a base over the kohl kind of hard pencil because it just goes on softer. And I do recommend doing this black part last. It's a little, and I do not recommend doing black all over, otherwise it just looks really harsh. This will be a little less intimidating as you see the look come together, okay? And I am gonna slightly, I don't know if you can see, I'm flaring up that edge to give me more of an excited, happy look than a just straight. Okay, and I am going beyond, I don't know if we can see this, my eye line here. And I can wipe that. Oopsie daisy. Of course, I didn't bring makeup wipes with me. Oh, sorry. Usually I would clean that up with makeup wipes afterwards, but I'm kind of in a hurry today, so forgive me, okay? Okay, so that's done. Next up, we're gonna go, this is a highlighter, okay? This goes on and kind of makes your eyes not look super dank and heavy set and dark, because they can kind of appear deep or lost in the shadows when you've got really intense theater lights or spotlights shining down on you. And those lights might be shining down, they could be shining kind of horizontal, but they're almost never shining up at you. So I do suggest doing this. It's a good idea. So once again, I'm going to use another one of my inexpensive little cosmetic brushes. You can just get these at the drugstore. It's a sponge tip. And I'm going to go over the top of that brown line, okay? And I'm going to take that totally over the top. Okay, hopefully we can see that. Again, forgive me, I'm not a professional makeup artist and YouTuber, but this is definitely what we do. Okay, next up, I'm gonna use, you feel free to use like a liquid liner. I prefer the pen. I find this is easier to apply in a way that doesn't look like a clown. I just don't have to struggle as much with making straight lines, okay? So I'm gonna very carefully line this that right on top of my upper lash, okay? And I'm doing that on top of that black pencil. If you really like that liquid, you might even think about going with the pen first to get the generic line, because I do agree the liquid with the little almost like nail brush on it goes on a little bit more dramatic, but this will do too, okay? Okay, so hopefully we can see that. I'll stay here still as I can here, guys. Thanks for your patience. Okay, I'm going as fast as I can. So after that, ta-da, we're gonna use mascara. And generally on top of that mascara, I would apply false lashes. I always do the mascara underneath the false lashes. Otherwise, I do have dark hair naturally, but my lashes are not quite a pitch black, and I don't want my natural lashes to stick out, kind of in contrast to those artificial ones. Although you don't have to wear artificial lashes. If you don't, just apply a whole bunch of coats of the mascara. Now, the brand really doesn't matter. Just make sure it goes on thick so it can be seen from a distance. Because remember, the judges are looking at you, not from up here like you are in this YouTube video, but they could be 80 feet away on the opposite side of the floor. So you do want your features to stand out from far away. They're very rarely looking right up at you. My personal favorite brand is Maybelline, and they have a number of really nice thick ones that apply with only a few coats. I don't have the patience to do this 20 times over, but you can use whatever brand is best for you. On the comp floor, I highly recommend a waterproof. I know they're a pain in the keister to remove, but you're gonna sweat like you have no idea in those comp rounds. And so the last thing you want is to have like black stuff running down your face. So I do recommend, regardless of the brand, going with a waterproof. Okay, so that's in a nutshell what we do with the eye. Now, some people do use a highlighter on the face, okay? I don't recommend going too crazy on the highlighter because of all those theatrical lights shining off your face. You can look sweaty and super white. And someone had commented about how tan the ladies are on the floor. Yes, you want to be more tan and not look like you're white as a ghost. But you can sparingly use the highlighter, okay? Usually people use a bronzer and then I don't know what it's called, but it's like I don't happen to have any because my face is so angular. I don't use this stuff, but that darker brown kind of big brush you can apply to create the illusion of cheekbones. My cheekbones, in my opinion, stand out too much. It's not what I do, but that absolutely is an option and is often done. Okay, so the next thing is our blush. So If you just wanted the eyes, you're done. Okay, so I recommend one of these softer, kind of a fluidy one, not the powder blush. Though if you like powder brush, nothing wrong with that. I just like kind of the sheen of this applicator. And again, the brand does not matter. Now, for me personally, I would use an orangey based blush, but again, I'm showing for different skin tones today. You can also use more of a pinky shade blush. So that's what I'll show today. Again, not flattering on me, but you know what? It might look amazing on you. Again, I'm sorry, I'm going really fast here. I've got makeup falling down. I would usually wipe that off with a makeup brush, a makeup remover pad. Before I continued, but we're in a hurry here. And usually we don't only apply to that apple of your cheek, but I'll apply down here, okay, and up here around the face, okay? So I'm just gonna have, in that bright lights that washes out your face, it'll give you more of a wide awake, not dead look, okay? So that looks like that, okay? Okay, finally, lip. And again, this is not what I use, but I have naturally pretty full lips compared to most people. But not everyone does, and this might work best for you. Okay, so as a lip liner, we generally use more of a brown color and not a red. Okay, so that will emphasize your expression. So, whatever. So, in the case of a thin lip, maybe you have more of a thin lip. I would actually apply outside of the lip line, okay? Both on the top and the bottom. Hopefully you can see this. Again, I apologize. I'm not usually doing makeup. It's not my jam, at least not on YouTube. I do it all the time for comps, okay? Okay, so that looks like that. And again, not my personal favorite, but if you're going to emphasize, make your lips look a little fuller, this is just a flesh tone matte lipstick. And I'll apply that inside of that dark line. Again, it's not my personal favorite for my face, but absolutely. And as mentioned previously, it's nice to add a little metallic sparkle to your face, draw that much more attention. And so in this case, this is just a metallic lip gloss I'm going to put over the top. And honestly, when you're dancing, you might get nervous. Honestly, your mouth often gets dry and your lips stick to your teeth. So this is also a nice band-aid to that problem because it keeps your lips from sticking together when you get nervous. Especially that first couple comps you do, you'll probably be terrified. And that's okay. You'll get over it. It's exposure therapy. Gets much easier with time. Okay. So I don't know if we can see that. Okay. Ta-da! Okay. And finally, you can always accent by gluing extra rhinestones around your eyes. There's also, this is a cosmetic grade glitter, okay? Don't use that stuff you would get at the craft store. You can purchase this online in a wide variety of colors that will complement your makeup. And in this case, don't just stick it on your face. I made that mistake early on in my competitive career and I ended up getting a piece of glitter lodged in my eye, and then I had an eye infection, had to go to the emergency room, ended up having to wear an eye patch like a pirate for 3 weeks. Anyway, don't go there. So definitely use the cosmetic grade and then apply it by first doing a fine line. You do have cosmetic glitter glue, or you don't have to waste the money on that. You can just go with an eyelash glue. Obviously, you're not putting it in your eye, but you can put it around up here to make your definition of your makeup pop even more. So that is the end of this tutorial. I'm so sorry it took so long. I went as fast as I could, and usually afterwards I would clean this up with a makeup remover before I went on the floor with all this powder stuck in my face. But I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, definitely comment below. In the description, again, I will post the link to the video where I cover how I do my makeup. And I also have another video, and I'll hopefully link that in the description too, of how to apply the cosmetic fake lashes. So if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you have questions, comment below. If you have another question about the ballroom dance competition world, please comment below. I love hearing those and I always respond. So have an awesome week. Here you go one more time. Eyes, lips, cheek. Okay, friends, hope that's been helpful. See you soon. Bye, guys.